substitute a 3x plus 2 in for the y in our second equation. In other words, since y means the same thing as 3x plus 2, we can replace the y in the second equation with a 3x plus 2. And rewriting our second equation, we now have 7x minus 4 times parentheses 3x plus 2
Okay guys, so I wonder if that's ever anybody in here interested in math class. I know math class is exciting. Alright, what we are going to do today is I'm just going to help you guys out with a little bit and make sure you guys are all good with the few word problems on here. Now everything else in this practice test, over the weekend I will make up a great video for you guys that you will love and probably dream about. But, you know, for right now I just want to focus on these two problems, which you can definitely do, but it just requires you to think a little bit. Number 4, use the following object model, h equals negative 16 t squared plus s, where t is measured in seconds and h is measured in feet, to find the time required to reach the ground from a height of 70 feet and 140 feet. Please notice that it says s equals, so I wonder which letter over here I'm going to put 70 and 140 in for. Okay. Does an object that is dropped twice as high take twice as long to reach the ground? Explain your answer. Well, notice it says here h is 0. So I'm plugging in a 0 for h. I'm doing two things here. Part A, Part B. The first one is when it's 70 feet, right? 70 feet, 140 feet. So let's take a look. Putting in a 0 for h equals negative 16 t squared. My s is 70, so plus 70. Over here, put a 0 in for h, and it's the same thing except I'm changing my s to 140. And all I'm doing is solving this, so we're going to subtract 70 over here, minus 70, minus 70. Negative 70 equals negative 16t squared. I'm dividing both sides by negative 16. So t squared equals 4.375. Guys, what's the opposite of squaring something? Square root it. So I'm going to square root left, I'm going to square root right. So t equals 2.09, and we're talking about time is in seconds, so 2.09 seconds. Cannot stress this enough. You have to put units down, all right, especially for word problems, or always for word problems, all right? So that was my first one, 2.09 seconds, and yes, this is a 9. I know my handwriting's terrible before you're all thinking it. All right, move 140 over by subtracting it. Divide both sides by negative 16. T squared equals negative 140 divided by negative 16. By the way, just a heads up, you should realize that your t squared should equal a positive number. It shouldn't be negative there, because time can't be negative. Can't go backwards in time. So we get t equals, after square rooting both sides, 2.96 seconds. All right. Now, we found both of these, okay? So this is a 5-point problem. Right now you have about 4 points. Does an object that is twice as high take twice as long to reach the ground? All right, well, what do you think? Is this right here twice as long as this? The answer is no. Does not take twice as long, because 2.96 seconds is not double 2.09. All right. And by the way, you know, this is gravity right here, just to kind of go off a little tangent for you for a moment. So it takes a while to build up momentum, for one, and you do reach a certain point when you're falling where you can't go any faster. All right. I mean, that's one thing to kind of take into consideration, because if you just kept going faster, if you kept doubling your speed every time, you would pass terminal velocity quick, and then your body would just combust when you were falling, and we know that's not the case. Or not body, sorry, your object. I don't know why I said body. I was thinking about like parachuting and jumping down. But you know, that's just the whole issue there. So like it does kind of gradually taper off whenever you're falling from gravity. But okay, simple enough. All we're doing is plugging it in. Do not make this difficult. All right, I know you guys got this. Now this one is a little bit more involved, so let's take a look at it. And there are different ways to do this problem. I'm going to show you the math way, and then I'll show you the other way at the very end. You own a fleet of Italian ice carts that sell frozen treats at area swim clubs in the summer. Each week you sell an average of 320 Italian ices for $3.50 each. In order to increase your profits, you are experimenting with changing the price of your product. Through experimentation, you discover that a 0.05 decrease in price per Italian ice increases your number of Italian ices per sold by 15 ices. How much should you charge in order to maximize your weekly profits? What are your maximum weekly profits? Create an equation that models a situation, explain your solution. All right, so I need y equals. Okay, y is going to be profits. Y, profits. X is going to be number of Italian ices sold. So let's look at this. Just read this along with me, all right? If I decrease the price by 5% each Italian ice, what's the original price? $3.50. So 3.50 minus 5 cents. X. If I decrease the price by 5 cents, all right, then the amount sold, which it was $3.20, goes up by 15 ices. So plus 15x. And just pause. Okay? Freeze. Everybody clap your hands. Alright, I don't know why I always do that. It's just the thing. But let's just realize what we got here. The price originally is $3.50 and you'll sell $320. If I drop it 5 cents, so let's say the X is 1. Let's say I drop it 5 cents. That means I'm going to sell 15 more Italian ices. If I drop it 10 cents, X is 2. Then I sell 30 more. All right? This is your formula. This is all it is, right there. When it says create an equation, I'm totally fine with you leaving like this. This is an intercept form, basically, close enough to it. And you know, you could FOIL it out, but I don't need to. I don't need that. All right. Now, when it says create an equation that models the situation, explain your answer. Oh, by the way, I'm totally using my Avengers pen today. Look how sweet this is. I got Thor right there. Thor's rocking out. I got Iron Man down there. Captain America. Ooh, who else do we got? I think there's somebody else. Oh, just those three? Oh, sorry. Top part. We got Hawkeye. All right. Yeah. We got some awesome people here. Hulk's there too. Now, back to this. I want to maximize my profit. Well, we just learned this on the calculator. I'm going to graph this. Go to y equals. I'm going to type my equation in exactly as I see it. 3.50 minus 0.05x times 320 plus 15x. All I did was type it in, okay? Hit graph. Now we're going to notice pretty quick that I don't see it, so I have to change my window. Now you're wondering, okay, oh, that's a horrible looking graph. There we go. How am I supposed to know what the X and Y is? Well, check this out. The X is how many Italian ices you're sold. So, I mean, we're averaging, what, 320 sold? So I'm going to go a little bit higher than that. Let's go to 500. And then for your profits, let's see. I'm going to go big because it's $3.50 each for 320. So, I mean, that's roughly times each other. You get around 900. So let's go, just going to go 2,000. It's going big. Okay, a little too big. So see, I went really big with the X there. Let's go back to my window. I'm going to just cut that in half. Looking a little better. I'm going to cut it even more. Okay, very good. You want your maximum profit. Maximum profit. So what we can do is hit second, trace, maximum, left bound. Now your cursor is, I'm trying to find my cursor. Where is my cursor? Oh, just checked out my Y there. It's really, really, really big. So I'm going to go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. There's my cursor. Left bound. Get to the left. To the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Hit enter. To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. Enter. And then guess. Boom. X is 24.33, comma, 1564.08. Now let's just examine what this is. How much should you charge in order to model the situation and explain your solution? All right. Now, according to this, if my X is 24.03, then I'm going to have the maximum amount of profit. Okay, because if I plug it in for both these. So let's just take a look real quick. If I do 3.50 minus 0.05, instead of X, I'm going to put in 24.33. Let's see what I get. So 2.2835. So 2.28 roughly. $2.28. If I charge $2.28, I'm going to have a maximum profit. All right. Which, let's take a look now. If I plug in 24.33 back over here, let's see here. Just put this in the calculator. 320. I'm going to sell 684.95, so 685 units. All right, and it says, what's your weekly profits? All right, well, your profits are this times this. So 685 times 2.28. Profit stand, yeah. Okay. Which, wouldn't you know it, all right, is basically just this number right there. So that's your max amount of profit. So you don't even have to plug it back in. I just wanted to show you guys that, like, the Y value is your profits. I know it's off a little bit there. That's because I rounded this number. All right. So simple enough. What you could do also, you know, if you do get stuck in this problem, just start making a chart up. Drop the price 5 cents, add up, you know, an extra 15, and just kind of roll that way. So I know I made this video just on these two problems. This one's really quick. You'll get good at this one fast. This one requires you to think a little bit. The more work you show, the more points you get. So good luck. As always, we're all counting on you.